Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about some things that you might not have known about in Grand Theft Auto Online. So some of these you might consider very small, some of them you might consider them pretty big. We're just going to be talking about things that you might not have known about until now, which I think is pretty unique and pretty cool. So let's get started today. The first thing that I have actually found to be very unique is actually the Cluckin' Bells farm facility in Paleto Bay. Did you know that not only is there a chicken sitting on top of a bell, but for whatever reason, there's a traffic cone on top of the chicken? I'm not sure why Rockstar did that, but I think that that's pretty funny detail right there. You will literally see a orange traffic cone sitting on top of this chicken if you drive by, and it's always there, which is really funny. The next thing you might not have known about is you can actually shoot while switching from cover to cover. So it's unlikely that you'll hit anything doing this. Maybe if you used a more effective weapon like a rocket or maybe a grenade launcher. But when you're going from cover to cover, if you pull the fire button, you will actually fire in the middle of that switching process, which is kind of cool. And who knows, like I said, you might get lucky and actually hit something during the switching process. This next tip I can give you, it might sound obvious, but do not jump out of an Avenger when it's in vertical climb. Very bad things will happen to your character. They will not be able to go through the propeller blades, and they will be absolutely destroyed. You're going to be turned into mush if you decide to do this. I'm not sure why you would decide to bail out, but just know you are not protected, even if your Avenger is in vertical flight mode. The next thing you might not have known is there's actually one of those guys on Vespucci Beach. I don't know what they're called. They act like they're still and like they're statues, and their bodies are almost like spray painted statue color. There's actually one of those on Vespucci Beach, which is kind of cool. I didn't even know something like that existed in the game. And apparently this guy won't move unless you get really close to him or touch him, and then he'll actually start attacking you. I had no idea this kind of thing even existed. So that right there is pretty cool in my opinion. So we know animals aren't technically in online, but there are a couple critters that do exist. One of them are these bugs. Apparently these bugs will come out near trash cans and scampering under beer cases in the convenience store. I guess they're trying to mimic real life convenience stores and how maybe potentially dirty they are. But yeah, you will find these bugs sort of scattering around the stores, which is sort of interesting. Okay, something that's pretty cool from the Doomsday Heist, the statue that you earn from completing Act 3 is just a smaller replica of the one displayed in front of the IAA building. I didn't know this. I thought that was a completely separate statue for you completing Act 3. I didn't know it was a mini version of the one that can already be found in downtown Los Santos. That's pretty cool, even if Rockstar is reusing it. Pretty cool stuff right there. Something pretty unique, if you have a bunker caddy as a personal vehicle, which I'm actually not entirely too sure how you do that, you can actually take it to the car wash and it looks ridiculous because obviously your character would get soaked if you did this. It'd be like taking a convertible through a car wash. You would get absolutely just drenched in liquid and soap. So it would obviously not be a good idea, but apparently in online, you can do that, which is kind of funny. All right, something you might not have known about the Juggernauts that Avon actually sends after you in the Doomsday Heist missions is they actually have like these internals underneath their faceplates, which is kind of cool. So if you manage to shoot their faceplates off, you'll see like their eyes glowing, there's lights near their mouths, there's sort of the Avon or Clifford logo near the top of their head. And what's kind of funny is they can actually be turned off. So like all those lights are illuminated, which means that you can make them go on or off, very similar to sort of the Tron suits we have in online, which is actually really weird. And even the exterior of their suits functions the same way. So it would kind of be cool if Rockstar would give us that version of the Juggernaut suit, kind of like how we had the gun running one that was added into the game. It'd be cool if we could get the Avon Hertz version that illuminated like that. That'd be kind of awesome. Something I didn't think of too much, but apparently a lot of the houses and mansions around the world have wind chimes, and those wind chimes actually work, which is kind of cool. That just really goes to show you the level of detail that Rockstar has put into their games, that something so simple that would just make wind chime sounds actually exists and actually works. Something I didn't know, there was actually glass in that giant TV billboard, which is kind of strange. So it's kind of hard to describe where it is. I think it's near the casino. You know what I'm talking about. You've definitely seen it before. It's this CNT billboard, and apparently there's actual glass in the TV panel part. So you can fly through it, you can shoot rockets through it, and it will break like a giant glass window, which is really funny. I always just thought it was empty and you could just fly through it normally. But no, apparently there's actual glass there, which is kind of cool. So this next thing I'm actually calling poor man's jet-assisted takeoff. So if you have a lighter plane like the Molotov or the Nakota, and you have someone with a rocket-thrusted vehicle like the Rocket Voltic or the Batmobile, what you can do is actually use the Batmobile to like thrust your plane into the air very rapidly, which is sort of the reason why it's like the poor man's jet-assisted takeoff. And it's even funnier when you don't have anyone in the plane. The plane goes flying like rapidly quick across the map. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So that is hilarious how you can use that sort of jet assist from the Vigilante and you can send little planes flying. I mean, that is just so cool. Something else that's kind of interesting, if a player goes offline or online while you're looking at their character in the Friends tab, it'll play an animation that shows them either falling asleep or waking up. Again, this just shows you the level of detail that Rockstar has gone into this. In my opinion, this is just something that's really neat. I don't think I've ever witnessed this, the exact moment a friend is going either offline or online. So that's awesome. This is kind of cool. NPCs do the same kind of falling rolls that we do when falling from a decent height. I didn't know Rockstar had programmed that into the NPCs. It kind of makes me wish there was some more unique missions where NPCs could do combat roles like players to throw everyone off, or maybe just add some variety to the missions themselves. Again, it's pretty rare to get a player to be able to do something like that, an NPC, but the fact that they can is kind of awesome. Something I've never noticed but really is going to bother me now, especially because we do car shows at this location. Look at Rockstar's marking of these handicap signs. They're like not in the middle of the parking spaces. What the heck is going on here? So it's bad in some areas, but then in other places it's perfect. So I don't understand Rockstar's like logic when it comes to why some parking spaces are good and why some aren't. But that is really weird, and now that is going to bother me forever when we end up doing car shows and whatnot. This is actually amazing. There's actually some special carjacking animations for stealing certain vehicles while holding a certain weapon. So apparently this comes on more industrial style vehicles with a pistol in hand. This is so cool, and it makes me wish we had the animations that were in single player. Like, you know how Franklin will either like butt someone in the head with the gun and pull them out, or he'll like kind of break into the car very stealthily. I wish we had those single player animations in online. That'd be really cool, but these are awesome, and I never even knew they existed. So that's pretty awesome. This is pretty random, but hitting a propane tank with your gun, not shooting it, actually will ignite you on fire, but the tank itself won't explode or take damage unless you shoot it as usual. So there's one near the farmhouse bunker that you can actually try this with, and I'm really not sure how the physics of this actually works. How do you get lit on fire here? I really don't understand that. But anyways, that right there is just some fun things that you might not have known about in Grand Theft Auto Online. As always, my goal with videos like this is to hopefully teach you at least one or two new things that you might not have known about, or just a cool fact that you didn't know existed. Let me know if you have any cool things you would like for me to maybe showcase in a future video in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, where you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.